All right, first things first, Brad, I know there's a chance you see this. Stop fucking uploading. We can swear in the first 7 seconds of a video now, guys. Did you know that? YouTube changed the rule. Stop fucking uploading. It's not fucking helping you. It's not fucking helping your ex. It's not good for your audience. It's literally good for nobody at this point. Brad Taste in Music was a highly appreciated music review channel. He has weathered a series of abuse allegations lately. 2 new pieces of evidence just dropped. One would be a video that Brad created titled My Response, which he uploaded and then quickly deleted, as per Brad's typical MO at this point. And the second would be this. This is Brad's own community posts page where he made a post saying, trigger warning, abuse, the full uncut audio that got Brad arrested. Trigger warning is correct, by the way. If you are at all sensitive to domestic type frightening situations, you are not going to like what's going to happen later on in this video. So you are now forewarned. Buckle your damn seatbelts. A lot of people are speculating that one of his moderators got into his account and posted this. As of the recording of this video, this is still up on his community posts page. I don't know if his YouTube channel is compromised at this point. It's full-on Armageddon out there in Brad world. I want to make something very clear. I have absolutely zero moral qualms getting views, sharing my thoughts on a situation like Brad Taste in Music's. However, once it gets to the 3rd video on the downfall of a creator, it feels like we are very much in like vulture content territory. Let me be precisely clear about the reason behind this particular video. In the last video I made about this, Brad's ex stated on Twitter that Brad had never physically abused her, which led a pretty significant amount of people in my comments section to accuse Brad's ex of intentionally falsely portraying him as a physical abuser when no physical abuse actually happened. The same people accused Brad's ex of getting him arrested for domestic violence under false pretenses. After all, how can you have your boyfriend arrested for domestic violence if you yourself admit he has never physically harmed you? I believe the contents of this video completely exonerate Brad's ex. I believe that because of Brad's explosive and unhinged behavior, his ex had sufficient reason to be concerned for her own safety. And you know who else believes this? Brad.
Like, she truly believes she was in that much danger. And I think that she's completely valid for that, and that she's allowed to feel however she feels about the situation. She truly believes that everything she's done is in self-defense. And what I'm here to say is, I completely believe her. It's weird because I understand what she means when she says it's in self-defense, and I don't think that this is a universal situation. I don't think this is something that represents her character. I believe this is something that was developed specifically for this relationship so that she can protect herself from me.
The only thing approaching credence I will give to these arguments is that I do think it would have been better for the entire dialogue on this if Brad's ex had been more clear about exactly what type of abuse she was accusing him of when she was on Twitter making allegations. I think when you're throwing out allegations that serious, it's good to be not vague, but I understand why it played out that way, and I think that's a very, very light criticism in comparison to everything else going on in this situation. Okay, Brad's response. Brad's pitch in this video is that he and his ex were equally victims of each other. Yes, that's what he's going with. He fully admits that he believes everything his ex did was fully done in self-defense. So he's already defeated his own argument before he's made it.
I'm going to be bringing up, yes, I am talking about this, I'm going to be bringing up my ex-partner. But I want to make it very clear that everything I am about to say, I have zero intention of saying or like trying to victimize myself through what she has done. I'm going to be accusing her of some pretty hefty things, but I want to show you that I have a pretty strong understanding of the situation, and I truly do believe that, we are both victims in this situation, equally. I've never put a finger near her, but also at the same time, everything she's saying, about being extremely hurt and horrified and, not wanting to be around me and, how she truly believes that everything she's done is in self-defense. And what I'm here to say is, I completely believe her. But I also think it's worth mentioning the things that she did in self-defense and, why they would result in me losing it and screaming.
Brad goes on to address some of the abuse allegations a little bit more head on. He contextualizes his episodes in which he would explode on his ex by saying that he comes from a loud family. Now, as mentioned before, we do have audio of one of these episodes with him exploding on her now. I think I'm just going to tastefully put in small snippets of that episode in the midst of his explanation of this behavior and let you decide whether it's a just excuse or not. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He sounds like a fucking demon. He sounds like an Elden Ring boss in this audio.
So basically, for me though, like my family, everyone I've been around my whole life is loud. They talk over each other, they yell at each other, but they never mean anything bad by it, so I never really saw anything wrong with it. They're just trying to be heard and get their point across and, show their emotions. And so that's like me when I'm yelling.
Look at me in the fucking eyes and say that again! Look at me! Tell me!
And so the problem is I guess I'm just saying her name, sure. Rightfully, gets scared of that, is horrified. What I'm trying to say by this situation is a matter of a bad match, because we worked perfectly with everything, but it really was me yelling. And again, I would basically yell because, just out of instinct of trying to get a point across, or even sometimes just tell a joke. And the way that she would handle it is she would feel hurt and scared. And this just kept happening over and over again, where I didn't mean to scare her.
Tell me! Tell me what the fuck you just said! Tell me! Look at me and accept what you have done to me! Do you see what I've become? You've killed me! You lied to me!
She got scared. She starts acting very nervous, and then I'm questioning why she is.
Get out of my house! Get out of my fucking house!
And then, that's when I would start yelling, and then I'd see how upset she was. I was like, holy shit, wait, no, this is not what was supposed to, I was just trying to, get my point across.
Now, obviously, the way I edited that dramatizes it quite a bit, but I think it's a very fair juxtaposition. I'll also include the unedited audio leaks in the description below. You can check them out. The context doesn't really change.
We just were not a good match. Fundamentally, we were a bad match. We had a lot of stuff in common, but this one aspect, basically, again, resulted in 5 years of gaslighting, and, I went fucking insane. Completely insane. Just the feeling that, no one's listening to me, no one understands me, and once again, a lot of that's the fact that I'm yelling, and I have a partner who can't listen to me while I'm yelling there. And yelling is how I get naturally my emotions across, so much of me is being missed.
Brother, you're not describing an incompatibility between the two of you. You're describing an incompatibility between you and all other humans. Nobody is going to listen to you when you sound like Gollum having an asthma attack. Brad then gets into his accusations of blackmailing. It kind of falls flat the way he explains it.
Wait, that's right. I was explaining basically blackmail. So blackmail is basically somebody holding you by a chain at all times. Especially the person who I cared the most about. Her holding the fact that she has stuff that she can destroy my life with over my head is crazy.
How dare you hold the evidence of the things I did to you against me? He also gets into gaslighting accusations, which are just kind of very loosely defined. What's interesting though is he brings up the domestic violence arrest, which is funny because in the leaked audio, we find out that he was the one openly talking about him calling the police on her and telling them that she was abusive towards him and getting her falsely arrested for that. He fully admits to that in the leaked audio. So not only was his ex not the gaslighter in this particular instance, he is trying to gaslight everybody about this right now.
If you don't respect me as an individual, then you can, honest to God, get the fuck out of my house.
Both of our names are on the lease. So that's not going to happen. And also, you are not
I'm going to call the police.
Yeah,
I will get you out of here. I will make a story up. I will get you out of here,
both
Tina.
of our names are on the lease, so you will not be doing that. And
I will say my partner has been emotionally abusive, and I've asked her to leave many times. And despite the fact that I have no support system, she has refused to leave and has continued to emotionally abuse me. I need her to get out for at least a day. I need space, and she refuses. Can you please escort my partner somewhere else so that I can have some mental peace? That's
Right.
what I'm going to tell him.
That's so.
I'm going to call him.
Okay.
You done? You need to get out of my house.
I have trouble with eye contact. I do.
I am going to call the cops if you don't stop lying to me, Tina. Right now. This is it. Are you
What
done?
am I lying to you about?
All right.
What am I lying to you about?
All right. Well, you gotta hide the weed.
Brad, they're not gonna. We're both on a lease. That doesn't work.
Yeah, it does. I'm gonna say my partner is emotionally abusing me.
Because I'm yelling, and once again, she can't hear a word I'm saying. She just hears yelling. She records it. She shows it to the cops. Tells them how dangerous I am. They arrest me, and it feels like the biggest fucking betrayal of my life.
He then concludes his video with the statement, and this is verbatim. You're not going to believe me at all, but this is verbatim. It really is not my fault as much as it is, like, I don't know.
So, like, it really isn't, not my fault as much as it is, Like, I don't know. Whatever. Hopefully this clears it up.
Which is such a poetically rich way to end this saga. So if I'm to summarize this video, both me and Brad seem to agree, per Brad's words, that Brad's ex was valid for feeling like she was in danger in this relationship.
She truly believes she was in that much danger. And I think that she's completely valid for that.
That, to me, kind of settles the whole thing, at least enough to say that the domestic violence arrest was warranted. That really is the crux of my argument. Brad himself admits that she had valid reasons to feel like she was in danger. That's why I'm saying this is a closed case. So no, if a guy shouts at a woman in an argument, that doesn't automatically make it domestic violence. I agree with people saying that guys can get pinned with charges like this much more easily when all they were doing was screaming and yelling, and women may scream and yell all day long and will never get a charge like that. But that's not what was going on in this situation, in my opinion. If Brad had not admitted that it was valid for her to feel in danger, I would have a much harder time concluding this case. But he did say that. If Brad did happen to watch any of this video, he's probably left by now, but in the off chance he hasn't, I truly am not rooting for your downfall. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. At no point have you made yourself look better in this situation. At every point, you've made yourself look worse. I'm sure you're very much like, fuck what this guy thinks, because I'm the one getting views off of criticizing you this week. But if any part of you is like morbidly curious for my 2 cents, here it is. And this is gonna be a left hook, I think. Go to church, dude. Fucking go to church. And I'm not being facetious. I'm being 1000% honest there. Whatever shit you got going on is not the shit that gets fixed by taking time off and being self-reflective. I've never seen anybody bounce back from the depths that you are in by doing that. And I'm not talking about career or, YouTube reputation or anything. I'm just talking about like mentally, you're not going to bounce back by just like chilling for a sec. You need to be enshrouded in a community that is passionate about radically changing the trajectory of their lives. Normally I'd say rehab. Sounds like you tried that. Sounds like it wasn't awesome for you. Point is, you just need to be surrounded in something that is very dedicated to completely changing the way things are going. And just like general self-help stuff is not going to cut it. So yeah, the Google Drive with the leaked audio has the incident.m4a.
Look at me! Tell me! Tell me!
The incident.m4a, I'm going red headphones, all right? I think that pretty much concludes it.
Dog